What's good, y'all? Black Terminator back, aka Juicy Juice without the juice. And we back in the Chevy with another Chevy truck talk. And I'm drinking a little wine. I don't normally hardly ever drink, but my wife, she drink a little bit sometimes. I'm a smoker. She don't smoke or anything. So it's kind of like my little thing kind of get on her level, and I just felt like I wanted to drink today, and I felt like, you know what? I'm chilling in my truck. Might as well have another little talk. But what I want to talk to y'all about today is being yourself, really. Being yourself can make you so happy inside. Being yourself can change the whole nature about how you look at people and how you see life. You truly, genuinely being yourself make you see things in another aspect that other people don't realize what's going on. You see things for what they are, and you see people for who they are, and things for what it is, and not for what it portrayed to be. Give people chances and stuff. But being yourself. Now, I've been myself for a long time, but I haven't truly been myself. I thought I was. I guess I was putting on a persona to protect myself from what I've been through all my life of losing my mom, losing my brother to murder, my mom to drugs, losing, a whole lifestyle and family due to Katrina and separating and, moving away. So it's like I have family, a lot of them, but none around me, just the one I created, and that's all I need. That's all anybody needs. Just the family they create, that's who most is going to be by your side. I love my family, but we're not around each other right now to show that love, but I can call them in their lifeline, a phone call line away, and but what I'm saying is being yourself allows you unlock things about you. You find things about yourself that you never knew you were capable of, or you will even have interest in doing, until you give yourself the benefit of doubt of doing it. Like I stay so closed in a bubble and stay prone to the things that I knew how to do in jobs, in life. Like it's like when I was good at things, I held on to that, and I'm good at a lot of things. Like I'm, anything that you can do, I can do. Probably not up to a high grade scale, but somewhat can do. Like I'm a versatile man. Like I do a lot of different things, and I just like being adventurous. I'm an adventurous person. I just want to be adventurous, charismatic. That's who I am in soul, and that's who I remain to be. But being myself allowed me to realize what type of man I am, and put cards down on the table and lay things down outright, and being genuine about who I am, because I know who I am. Every day I feel the same feeling in my chest, in my head, constant thoughts running through my head about trying to be good, or trying to make something as myself as a man, and trying to provide for my kids, my wife, and all this pressure as a man. Like they say, all this stuff as a man, like normal man problems on top of my own problems I build in my self-conscious, that being the man that I see myself as. Like I'm not the man that I see myself as, and I'm fighting to be the man I see myself as. So, and I will keep fighting until I get there. But the whole point of being yourself is when you put on a persona, you're playing a role to which your character is going to switch every day, and sooner or later somebody's going to realize who you are. It's going to come out. Like, it has no choice. The real you will come out. So being the real you from jump, no matter what type of person you are, it's allow you to be genuine to other people's eyes when they see you and they know you. So when they see you or when they talk to you, they know how to approach you at all times. Because you are that person, and they know who you are. Unless you want to be treated different, you treat accordingly to how you want to be treated. But it's still in a way that's like acting fake towards your character, right? So I advise people just to be you. Like don't change who you are for nobody, no job, no relationship. Um, you just be yourself. Like for a long time, I wanted to grow dreadlocks, right? And I grew them, and then I came from the city down to a country where I was like the only black person. You know what I mean? Like they have another color person, black person that stay around here. We were friends, but we're not. I'm not even going to get into that. Like that's like a whole nother level. Men don't talk about men like that. So it's just something that just happened. But I'm only a black person, and I felt like coming down to in a country where I was the only black person and making a different life for myself and having dreadlocks was going to be stereotyped. I want to go get jobs that I knew I could potentially have, or things I knew I could do. I wasn't going to get the people wasn't going to look at me and say I was qualified for that job, or just gave me the chance because how I look. So I cut them. It didn't last me a week, and I wanted to make myself look presentable so people can accept me in the town, and with that way I can make a name for myself and provide for my family without no problem, no issues. And that's the way I thought coming from New Orleans, and just being given how things happen in the world with me, and I never really dealt with racism too much. I had like 2 incidents in my life, and that's probably about it. And really, I have a lot of Caucasian friends. Ever since I moved to Texas, really, all that changed. New Orleans, that never really had Caucasian friends at all. That just didn't exist. But like once I moved to Texas, all that changed. And you know what? It's like people look at Caucasian people like as if there's some kind of threat or some kind of problem. No, sometimes it's just look at yourself. You're the problem. You're clinging on to something that has nothing to do with you. But that's another subject. Even what I'm saying about being yourself is the dreadlocks. I felt that it was going to label me as being some type of person in their eyes, and I didn't want to portray as that person, so I cut them as presentable, clean cut waves, had honey beehive, all clean to cut all the time, and I came and made a name for myself, and people accepted me, and I realized real quick that I was accepted in this town. Now I don't know how it would have went if I would have kept those dreadlocks, but 9 years later, I'm still in this town of Menard, and now I finally decided to grow my dreadlocks. It's been 2 months. I'm in my locking stage. I had starter locks. I'm in my locking stage. I don't know if y'all see them, but take this off. I'm my starter lock stage, but they're growing pretty good. Like they said, it's a process, and I'm willing to go through that dramatic change for myself. What they call the ugly stage, I don't care, It's not really about the hairstyle. If you got a nice looking face, it makes up for it. So, it depends on who can pull it off. And I got to see if I can pull it off. It's something I wanted. I always wanted to get swollen, athletically fit all my life. I played football all my life. I always was real athletic. I always had like an aesthetic physique. Real cut, muscle. But skinny as shit, Really fucking cut. And I always wanted to be big. I always wanted to be a wrestler, you know what I mean? Then after, I always wanted to see myself doing bodybuilding, but I never had the discipline, The discipline wasn't there. And, it took me all the way to 28 years old. I'm 36 now. 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Okay, so I'm sorry. 20, really? Oh, shit. 29, okay? Because 6 years I've been working out. There were 6 years. I've been doing it heavy, consistent, every day, seriously. You know what I mean? I went from 140 to 185, and I'm solid, you know what I mean? You check out the page, check out the channel, you know what I mean? You'll see, It's like, I have my ups and downs because it depends on what the eating is, but when I'm stuck strict on something and I have an opportunity, my drive is beyond the limits. I just have a big family and I work electrician work, so I'm always digging ditches and trenches and shit like that and running pipe and wire and running through the house, big old barndominiums and 2,600 square foot homes. So it's like I do a lot and I still come home and work out. Because I work with this boss. Well, I don't call him man, my boss. I work with this employer of mine. He was older than me, a lot older than me, but it was his company and he took me along and helped me make a name for myself, but I helped him out tremendously. Like he was failing and in his business, and it came like and everything is good. But he was just disrespectful, and we were two different energies, and I couldn't be myself around him because of the fact that he was like an older soul, and he was in the baby bloomer stage. He's 64 now. He was like 50 something when like 58 when we started working with each other. It was a 6-year journey, you know what I mean? But he was always disrespectful, wouldn't he? He claimed he was my friend, he had my back and everything like that. But when it came down to it, he was like, he didn't care about nothing was going on in my life, nothing like, just being a friend, listening, and giving an opinion. We by side each other every day for 6 years, working hard. I bust my ass for him, and the hours never added up and I always want to work, but I understood his condition sometimes. He really didn't have no medical condition. It's just he was getting old. But I seen a lot of people's age and still bust their ass. I figured he just make excuses a lot of times because he knew I was a hard worker and I had it. You know what I mean? So it's like, still don't let nobody interpretate how hard you drive in work. When you go to work, you do a job and make sure you do your fucking job and you over beyond do that job. You stand the fuck out and make yourself noticeable. So if anything ever happened, you have good recommendation or whatever it is. You just go above and beyond in your job, okay? Don't be no fucking lazy ass. You got some title, a job title, a description to fulfill, you do it. And you do it to your utmost. Like don't half ass shit cause it looks bad on you. Like, like it shows what type of human being you are and what character and what shows in your dignity. So back to my ways, it's just been with him. It was two different people, had two different souls, and he changed me in my character and not being myself because I felt like I had to be a certain person to make him look like a certain way. And then after a while, that all changed after 3 years because I got tired of that disrespect, which I never let nobody disrespect me. I just got paid a great pay. He was showing me a great trade, and like benefiting my life and better than what it was. And I respected him humbly for that. But it's just like as much as I told him that and was being genuine and honest and honesty and like just opening it up to him, he was that type of person that you couldn't do that with. Like he would just have he'll hear it and then it just you couldn't form that emotional bind with this type of person. It's just so it wasn't there. And I let that ride for 6 years and I always took care of him even off the job. He needed something, I would drop him down, go help him because he stayed a couple of blocks up the road from me. I mean, it's a small town, population of like 1,900 people, so it's not really that many people out here. So what I'm saying is like I changed my whole character, a little, not my whole character. I was still me a lot, but just to be professional and I was being myself. But for 3 years, I just changed myself in the way just so I can like show that hey, I'm not what you fucked up on picking, and which I did show him that because I got a hella reputation around this time for being a hard ass worker, and it's like I get work and snap a fucking finger. I ain't never hurting, you know what I mean? So yeah, and I changed myself, and I told myself like I wanted to be a bodybuilder, right? And it's like I never got around to doing it because I always worked out for 3 months and quit, 2 weeks and quit. Because I see myself cut and look good already. But I'm like, I always want to be big. To me, I was like, I'm cut. I always had that, like, alpha attitude. Never was cocky, but had that alpha attitude. Like, I'm a nice, genuine guy. I'm open-hearted, home woman, but I'll fuck you up. You know what I mean? Play with me wrong and I'll fuck you up. But I didn't kind of, like, push that out. I just kind of been myself and just was humble kind of way. And I'm still am humble with it. You know, I want rah rah rah. No, fuck that shit. You know, you want to get down and dirty, we get down and dirty. But it takes me a limit to get there. Like I don't really step out, let people put me on my zone unless they hit home, like somewhere. You know, like and they matter to me really. You know, like or they put my hands on me, or I gotta defend. But other than that, I don't like violence. I don't like guns. You know, like really. You know, but I let him change my character, and after a while, I started to notice I couldn't do that because it started to weigh on me pretty heavy. I mean, it fucked with me to the point to where I come home to my family at the end of the day. I still get my workout done, but because I was like had that drive for my passion workout, but I wasn't happy to be around my family like I always was. That happy person that I am genuinely, you know. So it's like I was kind of being a dick and an asshole to my wife, man. And my kids, they don't ever do it. They're fucking great kids. I mean, oh my god, my kids are great. I don't know how I got so lucky with my kids, but me and my wife will bicker about stupid shit, you know. And I love this woman with all my heart. Been got 13 years, you know. Never cheated. You know, always been faithful. We best fucking friends, you know. And like it's just like something was inside of me wasn't happy no more. Not with her. I was happy with her. Just with me allowing certain fucking things that I know I normally would allow. I wasn't proud of myself. I didn't feel like a fucking man anymore. All because I was felt like I was only putting guard down for my family. If that I didn't have to worry with my family, motherfucker, he wouldn't have lasted 3 fucking days, but he lasted 6 years. You know, so it took a toll on me, and I was like, so I had to change that. So I, one day, just recently, like 2.5 weeks ago, you know, I left after 6 years. I had enough. You know, we was at all subs and we was getting gas and regular morning regiment, and you know, we pumped gas, and I went and got my drink, filled my big old thing up with ice. You know, so I keep having my gallon of water I have every day, and then I'm going to get me. I have sometimes I have a little soda, 44 ounce, just for calories, just because I know I'm moving a lot during the day. And then I drive me a little drink. I keep all my fluids so I can have my drink, because I drink a lot when I'm working. And I was going back to the truck, and sometimes he gets stuff, most time he don't. He grab his like little sodas from home and stuff like that with a little ice in his tin cup, his little Yeti cup, and so he pumping gas, and I'm getting close to the pump, and the guy congratulated me on doing my YouTube videos, talking about my fitness thing, and it felt good to hear that from a person around town, because they recognized me for the thing, and he wasn't too fond of it because I'm always talking about fitness, and he wasn't the type of that person they didn't want to hear about, because he always had an excuse for something, and like I was telling facts and he just didn't want to hear it, and then he still stuff about people telling me about my YouTube around town, all my TikToks, and I guess it was a jealousy trait. I don't know what it was, but he wasn't fond of it because I wouldn't focus all the way on just him, and I was trying to make something else for me too, that's what I feel like it was. But I was coming to the truck and he was like, "Come on, dude, come pump my gas. I gotta go get my drink too." And I'm like, and I looked at him, and I don't normally speak to an elderly like this, but it's like something fired up in my gut to where I looked at him and I like, "Who the fuck are you talking to, dude?" I said, "I am not your fucking gas pumpy, nor your servant, nor your fucking slave." I said, "If you're gonna ask me to do something for you, you ask me better what the fuck you ask me." And I said, and he said, "Don't worry about it, dude. Don't worry about it. You can just get in the truck." I said, "I will get in the motherfucking truck. I know I ain't pumping your motherfucking gas." I said, "Not asking me like that." You know what I mean? And I sat in the truck about 10 seconds. It didn't even take probably that long. And like everything just ran through my head real quick. And I knew at that point I had a fucking enough. So I grabbed my lunch bag, my gallon of water, my container, my juice, my soda, and I'm like 5 blocks away from my house already, right? And I just fucking got my shit, closed the door, said, "Rock, you know what? I'm tired of you fucking disrespectful. This, you know what I mean? You thought you were my friend, like obviously not." I said, "Fuck you and this job. I'm done. I didn't have no job to go to. I'm the only provider in my family. Been that way for a long time. You know what I mean? I pay all the bills and everything like that. I'm not trying to brag or nothing like that, but I try to, my wife want to be a housewife, and I see what difference it makes between my kids. So, I allow her to do that. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather her have something going for herself so she can benefit herself in case something happened to me and find herself. But she chose to be a housewife, and I take care. and really like be involved, and I be involved, and it's like it's a dramatic change what goes on in my kid's life. I see it, like, from me being in the hood, coming from New Orleans, and such and such, and how my kids. I'm not trying to say that like kids in the hood are dumb. No, they're not. They're very fucking smart and they move different. They're good because I'm one from the hood. I'm from the hood, motherfucker. I'm a drug baby. My mama did drugs with me. You know what I mean? So I know the fucking ins and outs. I know both ways, and my kids is just different. They're built different, and sometimes I look at myself and like, who the fuck created these kids? You know what I mean? Like, how did I do this? I'm so fond of them because they're so articulate and they hold themselves in a good manner. They're well respectful and excel at school and in sports and band, everything. I mean, everything. Shit that I wasn't doing when I was a kid, shit that I didn't do as a kid, so, and I'm getting off subject about being yourself, but what I'm saying is, it's just like my life is going great. It's not perfect, no, but he was just him by himself, and I was his only friend, and because nobody likes him around town, but because they all know and they tell me how can you be with him? Like, even his friends, like, I would have been quit already. I know Rocky. He's like, because my parents was the same way in a way. Not sour and puss about life, but just real, like, straightforward. And, so I'm used to that shit. It's just like, not military or nothing, but just like heartbreaking type shit. So I had it all my life. I know how to numb that shit. Like, me, and still tell myself, motherfucker, fuck what nobody say. You know you. But anyways, I quit without a job going to, and, now, I put in applications and electrical companies want to pursue my career, because it'd be stupid for me not to, but I really want to pursue fitness, and it's just so freaking hard trying to get stuff out in the media, like, I mean, like, it's just, this is the way to go, if I want to actually push for my media or push for my fitness. This is the way to go. It's not about business cards, flyers and popping trunk, or you can do it, advertise like that, but social media is the way, so I had to get comfortable with that. And I'm comfortable with myself, so now I'm comfortable with that. I'm talking to y'all. But, and it's like, so it's like now I'm getting to the point in my life to where I'm true to myself, to where I just switched jobs. Now I'm going to GW Electric. I'm shooting a video, babe. I'm with GW Electric, and better pay, better hours, more crew. Man, the boss seems really cool. Like, the vibes I got from him from the interview, he took me on a ride around the whole town, and we had heart to heart, talked to my family, introduced to his wife, asked me what pay I was looking for, what my experience was like. It's just like stuff that he didn't do at all as a human being, and it was a big difference. Like, I feel so comfortable with this fucking company I'm going to, and I'm going to give them my 100 just like I gave him. Way more, really, because the vibes I got, I mean, it was astounding. I mean, I couldn't put it no other way. I mean, I feel like that's where I'm supposed to be, and I know I should be on my own doing things. I'm just not confident to that level. I'm confident to do, like, smaller projects. Wiring homes, I still can wire homes. 3 ways, 4 ways, I get a little, you know what I mean? But putting more meter loop, running a pipe conduit under the ground, bending conduit, never really done that. Commercial jobs, this is what I'm going to be doing now. So I'm transitioning from barn dominiums, doing homes for residential calls, to doing the homes from ground up, you know what I mean? And now I'm doing commercials, so my experience is about to upgrade. And on top of that, this guy didn't have his master's, so I wasn't getting any hours none of this time. So 6 years was just all experience and pay. So now I'm going to get my hours driving for my actual license. And so that's good to me, because even if I have fitness, I still will have that electrical knowledge, which I know plumbing also, which I know how to build a little bit. I'm not great at it, but plumbing and electrical I know way better, But fitness, I love it. I don't really love electrical. I don't really love, I worked hard all my life. I was fucking slaved as a young kid. I couldn't go outside on school days. I couldn't, I had to come home, do my homework, clean my room, eat dinner, take a shower, eat dinner, and No, I do my studies, take a shower, eat dinner, and go to bed. Couldn't watch TV, couldn't play the game, nothing. On weekends, we was able to play, but that was my sister going by friends. I always had to help my uncle. We were in New Orleans, we called Paran. You know what I mean? He was my mom's sister's husband, and I always had to help him pick his bay leaf off his peppers, pick his bay leaf, you know, take the dog and take the shit and bury it in his garden for fertilizer, clean out and organize his sheds. I mean, clean the carpet, the ridges on the carpet with toothbrushes, scrub the grout between the middle of the tile with toothbrushes. Remember, so clean the paneling, you know, with all in the house because it was white with the LaRose. You know how it was though back in the days. Pressure, not we didn't pressure wash. We had to scrub with mean green off the whole siding of the house because you know you get that algae shit. Pick all the weeds out the garden. Pick all the weeds out the pineapple trees. You know, cut the grass. And I'm like fucking 7. I mean, I'm young. And that's why I have no problem with working today. That's the only thing I commend them for. It made me a tough man and a fucking hard worker. But I never had a childhood. So, like, you know, like, I'm a grown-ass man. And I have a lot of kids and a family. But some deep inside me I can't stop having it in a child. And I'm not going to ever stop having it because I realize that what keeps me young. And, you know, I 36 and I feel like I'm fucking 18, dude. I can backflip, split. I mean, full split. I mean, I got energy and I can fucking overlap young. I mean, I done dug ditches, 3 foot fucking 100 fucking 3 feet deep, 100-foot ditches, rocked up with with rock bars and goddamn sharpshooters with cheetah pipes on them motherfuckers. With young kids that's fit and play football can't outwork me, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to brag or nothing. Like, I be humble about it, but I know how hard I fucking work. And you know what I mean? And it's like, because I put it in my head, you know, and put it in my head already. If I gotta fucking die right here working, I'm gonna fucking die right here working. That's the type of man I seen my dad do, and that's the type of man they drove into me being a young kid. So it's like, everything I do, I gotta do that drive, you know, I gotta fucking drive with it. So all I'm saying is, you know, that's my life, and back on being yourself is be yourself, man, because now I'm 36 years old, and I'm really genuinely 100%, 2000 being myself, and it feels so great. I mean, it feels so great. And every time somebody comes with that negative, you know how many people I cut off in my life already? You know, friends. It's just like, it's so crazy. Cause I just recently, you know, I've been having a spiritual awakening, you know, what they call woke these days. Like, you know, I don't know what happened was, let me get on that subject. You know, like, I started seeing 504 a lot. You know, I've been out here in Texas all these years. I've seen 504 a lot. Let me start my car. I don't want my battery down. That was almost a bad thing. Look, thank you, God. You put it on my mind. That could have been bad. I would have to fucking get the battery pack out. But, yeah, so I started seeing 504 a lot everywhere. And I'm like, why I keep saying 504? That mean go back home or something? Every time I looked around, 504, 504. You know, didn't know shit about synchronicities. Didn't know shit about none of that shit. I never read the Bible. You know, I just know I believe in God, believe in a higher power. How could you not? Look at His word, so beautiful. Look at the people, look at everything around you. You'd be stupid not to. I just believe we had something greater. You know what I mean? And, so all of a sudden after that, I started seeing all the 222s, 1111s, 555, 444, 111, 333. You know what I mean? Sometimes I get 66, 999, 888, you know what I mean? 12, 12, 10, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. And recently now I've been getting 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 2, 3, 4. And I looked that up and I didn't even know that was a freaking goddamn synchronicity. But it is. You know, and sometimes I think like, okay, how they been knowing all these different numbers is like really true? You know what I mean? But something is true because I don't be looking for these numbers, dude. It happens on a daily, consistently, every day. Like it's like I'm not even trying, dude. I'm not trying to make it happen. Like I mean, like it's crazy. Well, anyways, I asked my brother. Like I was telling my brother about it, right? The 504 deal. And then he was like, yeah, and then I was like, yeah. And I was telling you the damn numbers. I was like, and my wife sighed for me. She was like, yeah. She was like, it was crazy because he just like, he pointed them out to me and he just started noticing it out the blue. I was like, well, I've been noticing, but I never really spoke on it. And this is before all the woke shit was even like I even started seeing this shit on YouTube. Now my fucking now my what you call them, my recommended is flooded with it because that's all I watch, because it's like I wasn't looking for it. And my brother was like, he's like, you see all those numbers for real? And I was like, yeah. He said, man, you blessed. And I was like, what you mean? He said, man, brother, you blessed. And he said, just start looking up, look up this. And he started giving me all like information to look up. I started looking up, like, this is exactly what I'm going through. And now it's been for like 3.5 years now, you know, and it's like, it's so heartwarming, and I get so excited every time. And I try to find messages through every single thing when I see these numbers. Like, I think of anything, but I put my mind so much into like, woo, woo, woo. I can't filter out what the fuck was what I want to pick, you know? So, you know, and all this drew me so much closer to God. I still haven't read the Bible. I listened to it on Audible, but something in the Bible, and something tell me that everything in the Bible is not true, because man try to control men so much that you're going to put something in there to keep us straight. And instead of me kind of like being lied to, I'd rather just feel it in my heart, you know what I mean? Which I do heavily, you know what I mean? So, with the affirmations, like, I learned about that. I learned about synchronicity, you know, and all the astrology things going on. And I study this all the time along with the bodybuilding. That's all and biblical astrology and bodybuilding, and, you know, and health and fitness, that's all I look up. That's all my freaking recommended on YouTube is flooded with. You know what I mean? Mark the Messenger, holla out to you, boy. I love you. You make me feel. You make me feel. You know what I mean? And all my star seeds generation, you know what I mean? You know, like, man, you know, y'all make me feel, because I know we're there. You know, we're there. And what I'm saying is, my brother told me about this, and then I started looking up, and I started actually seeing, like, dang, man. You know, this is really happening to me. What is going on? And so I started seeking God more, but I wasn't really like, you know, seeking God, because believe it or not, I want to be a rapper, and I was willing to do whatever it takes. Like, I was trying to look online and sell my soul to the devil, trying to look up how to do freaking what you call that, pentagram. What the fuck, pentagram? God damn, fuck, you know, the devil is demonic shit. That's how much I really, once I didn't like, but then I started to realize rappers dying off, and I'm a genuine person, you know what I mean? I'm not about all that bang, bang, car, real, I don't even like guns, you know what I mean? One gun killed my fucking brother. I hate fucking guns, you know, but I know I need one, because, man, this fucking world, but I can shoot. And I don't like guns, I don't like fighting, but I can fight. Anyway, that's another subject. But anyways, back to all this, you know, I started looking up, and like, I started getting to God more, and the more I got into God, it's just, I felt it in my heart. So I started putting the Bible on Audible, and then, you know, it's just like, and then something strayed me away from the Bible, you know. I just kept it in my heart. So every day I went outside and I prayed under the sunlight and the stars and the moon, because I felt like that's what I had to do. Like, it was in my heart. I couldn't back my way, so I couldn't back from it, dude. Like, and still to this day, something about the freaking mood attracts me very heavily. And now I stare at the sun, you know, because I've been staring at the sun for years, and I get past that 10th stage, and I see that glow. And like, dude, like, if you really stare at the sun, like, when the sun going down or early in the morning, that yellow tint will go away, and it look like a clear freaking goddamn round circle where it's like a portal. And I'm not bullshitting with you. I know I'm drinking some fucking wine, but I'm not bullshitting. Try it. You gonna hurt your eyes for a while, but that shit gonna stop. I'm telling you, you don't get blind from looking at the fuckers. I've been doing that shit for a long time, and I got 20/20 vision. And I just went and took my license renewed, because I had to renew it and do everything. You know, my vision is great. You know what I mean? I know that for a fact. But anyways, on subject, the synchronicity is like the God. I started like just finding God how hard, and now more than ever, I just like, man, I want to find God so much. I feel like I have him already within me. He tells me everything, because these synchronicities, I'm starting to like, shit just starting to unfold. Stuff's just starting to unfold. And I asked God recently, like a week ago, everybody that's negative in my life that it's not good for me, remove and make me see the true character in them. And man, I done lost 8 friends and 2. Alright, I didn't lose them, but I don't mess with them anymore. And I mean, I told them that. You know what I mean? Like, literally, I seen it. It broke my heart. It was heartbreaking. Like, I seen, but I didn't like was petty and call it out. You know, I didn't do that. You know, I kind of just seen, so I just let it go. You know what I mean? And I let it go because in my heart, I knew. So, yeah. So now, and then after that, I just, it's like the blessings I've been asking for have been coming faster than what I expect. And they say when you're trying to find God, right? They say when you're trying to find God, find Jesus, find God, do spiritual, and get the Holy Ghost, the devil take you harder than ever. Well, man, it has been happening. Because that same, I left Rocky that day, the next day, I left Rocky. We had that argument. I left Rocky. Like, stuff started just happening to me. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like, I had a friend, like, we support each other on our algorithm. I'm trying to show him how to get fit. He's already cut the fuck up, diced up like a motherfucker. I'm just trying to help him get bigger. And I'm being a genuine friend to him. And I love this dude with all my heart, dude. Like, and like, I even cried in this dude's face, like, a couple of times. Like, it just hurt my feelings just to feel like, I don't feel like he feel the same way about me. And so I kind of strayed away. And, like, and I have another friend named McMahon. He does McMahon Fitness. Shout out to him on YouTube page. Holla at McMahon Fitness. You know what I mean? Subscribe to him. He's a good guy. You know what I mean? But, yeah, we friends with McMahon. And what happened was, like, I'm on Facebook all the time. And I do my Facebook and I do my TikTok and my YouTube. And he was like, man, I ain't been on social media or nothing like that. You know what I mean? I'm like, because I asked him, like, you see a video I did? He's like, I ain't been on it. But then I'm like, I know he lying because I'm friends with McMahon and I see him like all McMahon stuff, you know what I mean? And it was cool. I want you to support it, but it's like, I ain't take nothing of it, I left it alone. Well, he invited me by his house to smoke a blunt one day, you know what I mean? And I went over there and I seen him strolling on Facebook. It was nothing big of a deal, like, But when I seen him stroll past two of my reels like really fucking fast and then hit this iPhone, the button on black. So the screen went black because I walked in. But I don't think he know I seen it, but I seen it. And I'm like, dang, that's how it is. You can't even support me. Like, I mean, dude, like, I'm there for you. Like, you need me. Like, and I'm like, I don't know what it was, a jealousy thing. I don't know what it is. And I feel like it is because he's shorter. You know what I mean? I'm more muscular than everybody. I mean, I'm known around town a lot. Like, everybody like me. I'm not trying to brag or nothing like that. I put myself as like a person. Not that I try to be a people pleaser. I just be who I am. And, well, I feel like he was trying to be in competition with me because I always want to go out and have a guy's day with him. I'm like, hey man, let's stop it's just more life just smoking fucking weed. Let's go out and have fun. Let's do something, have a guy day. Let's go buy and get an Airbnb and go out of town and go fucking do something for guys day or something like that, I want to have that fucking life, and none of my friends want to do that shit. They just want to fucking sit home, smoke weed, or just feel miserable about themselves, so it's like, I kept recommending. He's like, man, what I look like going to Walmart with my skinny ass, and your big ass, you big, and your shirt hugging, your arms hugging your sleeve, and you looking all good and that. I said, man, that's how you look at me? You know what I mean? And that's how I knew from the first get-go, it was judgment. Because I said, that's how you look at me? I said, I'm your friend, it shouldn't matter, bro. I'm like, you should look at me like, I'm like, I'm trying to help you get there, but it's like, if anything, it's like, you shouldn't look at that as a bad thing. If you needed a wingman, I'd be the perfect wingman. You know what I mean? If anything, it should give you motivation to look like me. If you want to look like that. Don't feel jealousy of me or don't, and that hurt my feelings even for him to say that. I'm no homo or shit like that, but I'm just, man, I'm in tune with my feelings. I'm sorry, you know what I mean? But I bust your ass real quick, don't get it twisted. You know what I mean? But, yeah, that hurt me for him being my homie, dude. Like, and there's other things I seen with that, and that was the last straw, and it's like, so it's like, I can't forgive that, dude. Like, I forgive it. I'm sorry. I did forgive it. It's forgiven. It's just, I can't allow myself to go through certain things again. So I remove myself. And it hurts me to do it because I see him around town. It's a very small town. Like, he just flagged me down the other day, and I just ignored him. I waved to him, still say hey, and ignored him, kept going with my business. Had let it be known, nigga, I'm serious. I'm serious, you know what I mean? So, what I'm trying to say is, like, I'm being myself, and God showed me and peeled back things that I needed to see, and I'm glad that it's happening. And right now, I am lonely as hell. All I got is I ain't lonely. I have my family and have my kids, but I have no more friends. Even like my brother, like, like that I told you about the storm and everything. I feel like he kind of like don't even want to fuck with. My family that I grew up, they don't like none of my content, no nothing. But I got people support me on a daily. But none of my family like take the time I like my content now. But I see them post all day on Facebook, whoever do all that stuff like that. It ain't saying it's your family that'll do it to you, bro. It is, and it hurts so hard. But you know what? I'm over it now. I'm over it now because I'm gonna keep making this content, and I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. And guess what? I'm gonna succeed at what I'm doing. You know what I mean? And when that happens, don't be looking for me. Don't be looking for me. I'll find you, but when I find you, it's peace and blessings. That's all. Don't be looking for no handouts. Because I'm going to make what gotta happen for me. I got to make it. I ain't got no option. I mean, I'm thriving in my heart, in my whole body, in my bones. I need this. For me, it's not the money. It's like to prove a point to myself that I can do it. I always felt this in my heart that I can be freaking jacked and show people how to be fit and healthy, and I can be an actor or a rapper because I can do whatever I set my mind to. I proved it to myself many of times. I'm not being arrogant. I'm not being conceited. I just have. And you guys that's confident in yourself, you know what I'm talking about. You women that's confident in yourself, you know what I'm talking about. I feel something deep inside me that I feel that I have a trait about me that I am a great manipulator. If I see something done, and if I'm intrigued or interested by it, I can fucking mimic it real well. You know what I mean? Cause that's something I'm like a bot when it comes to it. You program me and I'm done. That's it. Let me go, That's why you see all the dancing, the funny, the talking, the highs, the lows, the mad, the happy. That's just me. I'm being myself. I'm not giving y'all no fake, no flaw. I'm giving y'all myself. You know what I mean? I don't know how to be nothing less than myself. When you see me act out of character, I'm not being myself. I'm just going to be happy, low, medium, or high. You know what I mean? I can deal with them all. But I like to express my feelings because that helps me get it out. Because I have nobody to talk to but God. He helps me along the way. But, I feel like when I talk to my friends, at the end of the day, they don't give a shit. They don't care. Let alone when they tell me I care. And if I could have changed the situation, I would and snap a finger. I just can't because I'm probably dealing with the same thing they dealing with. And I just trying to figure it out myself. But I'm not going to keep y'all too long to the next talk. I love y'all. Keep y'all head up. Stay fit. Be responsible. I'm not driving nowhere. The truck started. But I'm not driving nowhere. Yeah. Be yourself. And don't try to be nothing else. People like you when you be yourself. And that's a true thing. See guys that think they ain't good enough or cute enough or fly enough or drippy enough or, got the right attitude or swag. If you be yourself, you will. I promise you that. That's why you think you're like, oh, how he ugly. How you get that fine ass chick? It ain't about the fucking look. It's about what's in that man that she felt and how he feel about himself and hold himself in. And he's confident. It's something about him. That's why you see all these people leave rich guys, cheat on rich guys, or they life so good but they cheat. Cause you gotta play both sides, homie. You gotta know how to be smart and street, intellectual and sexual. Learn, pay attention. And grabs onto these things. I'm not saying manipulate a woman. But you have to learn the motions. You have to sit back and pay attention to things. I mean, if you're just doing this all the time, you will never fucking see what the fuck's going on. You can't peel back the fucking goddamn paint of the old paint. You can't slap new paint on old paint if you don't even know what kind of goddamn base you need. Right? Motherfucker, you gotta fucking have a good base to make a solid motherfucking other goddamn base on the paint. So you can't pay, pay attention to what you're doing. What I'm trying to say is be articulate about your life. Be strategic, Be anal about it if you have to. And if people don't like that, then fuck them. You doing what's best for you. Until then, I'm Black Terminator, a.k.a. Juicy Juice without the juice, and I'm out of here. I love y'all. I'm going to finish my wine and go love my wife and eat some dinner. Good night, y'all.